Hi folks, Piano Man Steve Lungrin here, and welcome back to part 2 of our tutorial for Movin' Out by Billy Joel. We have already learned the introduction to the song, which works out nice because that's also the first like 8 bars or so of the of where he starts to sing. So let me play what we're going to be running through in this segment at full speed, then I'll play through it slow a couple of times for those of you who are a little more advanced and don't need to have it broken down note for note, and then we'll get into the dirty details after that. So we're going to get this far. Okay, so we're just going to get to, okay, that's all the farther we're getting into this. So let me play it slow a couple of times for those of you who want that and don't need the rest of it. So we're starting right when he would start to sing, Anthony works in the grocery store, okay? Okay, I botched that end part a little bit, but I think you get the idea. I'll do it another time. I'll do it one or two more times slow, then we'll start breaking it down. Okie dokie. So, what are we doing? Well, here's the good news. Remember when we learned how to go? That introduction that we learned in part 1, well, guess what? That's the beginning. It's like the first, I think it's the first 8 bars. I haven't counted it out in my head, but it's the first little bit. So you already know that. We're not going to teach that in this one. If you haven't already learned what's in part 1 of this tutorial, I would encourage you to go do that now. So what happens after that? Well, the left hand does its nice little D, D, bum, bum. But it just kind of holds it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it lands on a G right on the count of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes to B flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So watch what I'm doing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So that's my thumb on that high B flat, toggling to the F with my index finger on the and of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then C octaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now, for those of you who are going to struggle with this, you can make this simpler and just hold this note. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is perfectly fine. But I have people ask all the time how they notice that I do little stuff that seems to fill out the sound a little bit. It's always simple, but can be tricky until you get used to it. But simple stuff like this little toggle. 1, 2, 3, bottom, down. So slow, it looks like this. Okay, then we go back to our bum, bum, bottom, bum, bum. So that should be familiar. D, C, E, F, bottom, bum, bum, bum. Instead of bum, 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 it's just bum, bum. So watch that whole left hand, and we'll start at the beginning of where he sings, and you'll see some familiar stuff from what we learned in part 1, but you'll see what we've just gone through too. So bum, 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 bum. Okay, so that's the left hand. The right hand is largely doing these eighth note chords like we learned before. Starts out just like we remember, D minor, G minor 7, C, F major 7, but we're just going to play the A, C, E, so it looks like an A minor. And we do that again. Now is when we start to change it up just a little bit. So we do eighth notes on the D minor chord, which again is A, D, and F. 1 and 2 and 3. This is working too hard can give you a... Okay, heart attack, okay. So we say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we come down on the left hand, bum. And we are not playing on count 1 in the right hand on that G chord. It's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oh wait, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So on the and of 1, and this is a G7, G major, not a G major 7, but it's a G major chord with a dominant 7. G, B, D, F. So all of a sudden, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we do something kind of fun. We come up and we form a B flat chord without the 5. Okay, B flat, so it's octave B flats. This is middle C, so it's the B flat right below it and the one above it. There, bum, bum. And we put our index finger down on the 3 of that chord, which is a D. and we go bum, 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 bum. So B flat, D, B flat, C, E, C, D, F, D, back to the C thing, back to B flat. Then we take that same maneuver and we start on a C chord and we go. So C, E, C, D, F, D, E, G, E. Back down to the D, back down to the C. So we have just gone let me show you that again. And then we're back to just going to a D minor chord. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 but now we're back to a G7 without, it's not a minor, it's a major chord with that dominant 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it goes to the C chord. G, C, E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now instead of going to an F major 7 chord, now we've got a little run. Okay? The official way to do it, I am pretty sure, is that Billy loves to do this sort of thing. He loves playing an octave and then throwing one note in, like we just did, to give it a little bit of chord, but not play the full thing. So it's like mostly B flat with a little harmony, right? Okay? He also likes to do it with this finger up top. So what we do is we come on A, and then your fourth finger is going to be on F, and it's so bum, bum, that's B flat, G, B flat, C, A, C, D, B flat, D, E, C, E, F, D, F, that's G, E, G, and then A, F, A. So it's like a little octave run. Now, I'm going to confess, I'm a little bit lazy, and I usually just play it without the little, when I'm playing it at full tempo, a lot of times I just omit that little harmony thing and just play the octaves. But that's just because I'm lazy. It really does add a nice nuance, but I'm saying, you know, just play the octaves if it's driving you crazy. Give yourself something to work with, get a little momentum, and then work your way into the chord over time. But you can always just play A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A. And then when you're ready, and then the beginning of the next chord on count 1, you just play this B flat, B flat, D, B flat. So that's kind of what's going on note-wise. So watch this nice and slow. I'm going to start where he says, Anthony works in the grocery store. And it's going to show you something that we've already learned, pretty familiar, right? But we will soon be getting to the whole heart attack, stuff about 8 bars in. So here we go, nice and easy. Let's do that again. One more time for good measure, and then we'll be done with this segment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, so when you put that all together at full speed, so I will catch you on the next segment, and we're going to learn what to do when he says, and it seems such a waste of time, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next vid.